So let's close our eyes for a second. Let's start by acknowledging that we're alive and healthy and we're here, opening ourselves up to learning, opening all the bodies, opening the chakras, so that everything is just running smoothly. We open our hearts. We ask that we're given the ability and the patience to learn this material, and that we absorb it so that we can use it to our health. And if chance comes helping others, we're grateful for this opportunity. And we open ourselves to learning. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So today we will talk about aromas and the powers of aromatherapy. What's important is understanding the body. At the end of the day, I'm hoping that what this course will help you learn is to get more in tune with your body. First of all, and most importantly, recognize that there is nothing wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong. Things are happening as they need to be happening, and we affect the outcomes by making decisions point by point. At every given point, we make a decision of what the next moment will be for us. Aromas, essential oils and their effects on the body and mind is really fascinating. As we learn a little bit here, you will see the benefits and what it really could do. It really is phenomenal. In Ayurveda and other holistic approaches like Chinese medicine, for example, aromas are used a lot by different ways of application to the body. The sense of smell is 10,000 times stronger and more sensitive than the sense of taste. And it is shown scientifically that through smelling and direct skin contact, aromas move directly to where they need to go in the brain. They actually, I was talking to one of the scientists, friend of mine the other day, and he was saying that aromas have shown that they don't even need to go to the hypothalamus section of the brain to get absorbed. There's different herbs, different plants that have aromas in different parts of their bodies. Some of them have it in the bark. Some have it in their roots, some have it in their flowers, some have it in their leaves, some have it everywhere. And it's a direct effect on not just the physical body, but the other bodies, especially the Ananda body, the soul body that connects this lower bodies to the divine or to the whole. And that is the body that when you sit and meditate for years and years is what you're developing is the ability to be able to connect yourself to your higher self or to God, whatever your belief system is. Everything in Ayurveda, as we talked about before, is balancing the doshas. That we learned the doshas in the beginning of the series, and what we learned, and I hope that you kind of like took some more time and understood how your body's really made. It's your prakriti. It is what the body's constitution is. But then when we get imbalances in our body, according to Ayurveda, we call it vikruti, or imbalances in the body. And that those imbalances are mainly imbalances of vata, pitta, kapha, either too much or not enough of one or the other, that supersedes the other doshas, and then it starts accumulating in the body, and it moves. If it's not, it really has a three process of accumulation. Doshas generally they accumulate, they aggravate, and then they go away. They balance themselves. The body has the ability, like we were talking about, to do that. Is it balances itself if you allow it. But if you do too much of something and you push that dosha over the limit of it should go, and the body cannot find a way to balance itself, is when Aromas generated and then starts moving through the nervous system and through the blood and the blood flow system, and goes all over the body. And whatever part of the body in this process is weakest is when Aromas sits in, and then that imbalance, because that part of the body is weak, that imbalance grows and it starts outflowing into other parts of the body. And then it spreads everywhere. And then all of a sudden it shows up as some kind of a form of a disease in a physical sense, when then now you could go see a doctor and they would actually know that, oh yeah, okay, I see that this is why you have a headache, or I see why this is your condition. But what's important to understand is, though, at any given point, if you start balancing the doshas and don't allow this overflow to continue by just being simply aware, mindful of your body, your behavior, your movements, your actions, your thoughts, and your lifestyle, and what you're eating, what you're breathing, what time you go. Basically, the daily things that we talked about, that the body will get the opportunity and it brings itself back. And going to panchakarma processes, we're showing that people with stage 4 cancer show up, that they were told that they're not going to make it. And panchakarma, using the system of balancing the doshas, brings these people back to 100% perfect health, where they leave and they go and they take tests and they see that, no, there's nothing wrong with your liver, or you don't have diabetes, or your heart is okay, or, it just takes some more time because the disease is progressed in the body. It will at some point get to a point where just the body will not come back. It's too late. It's too damaged. And on forward. But in a lot of cases, if you're living and breathing, the 99.9% of your body is working perfect. So there is always that chance that by paying attention to yourself, to your behaviors, to your lifestyle, that you can bring yourself back. As you see, if you rest, the headache goes away. And then the headache is a result of just most of the time is the result of lack of oxygen. You just stress ourselves to a point where we forget breathing. Just so much thinking going on that the breathing takes a second place. And so you don't breathe enough. And because of that, because of not having enough oxygen, you start feeling it in the head in a form of headaches. Too much sugar could cause migraine headaches. And so it's just some basic stuff. It's just some basic knowledge that's been practiced for thousands of years. And aromas is definitely a major tool that Ayurveda uses, and that purpose of balancing the doshas is also done through these aromas, because oils carry the same gunas, the same personalities as anything else in nature. And so they have the Vata Pitta Kapha aspect to them. And so we use that Vata Pitta Kapha aspect to balance out the Vata Pitta Kapha aspect of our bodies. And just really all just parts of nature that you use as medicine. Food, in a way, food, air, and thoughts is medicine. Really nothing else. You don't need anything else. When you see that somebody comes back from stage 4 cancer by simply doing pranayama and yoga and balancing their diet to where it needs to be, you notice that if something that drastic is being addressed and healed, then the body knows how to heal itself. All we need to do is support it and choose where we use. Like I said, though, whenever we get to a point where there's a decision to make, we can choose at that point that the decision is to heal the body and let go of what is right now damaging this body, such as a thought or an emotion like anger or resentment or blame or all these lower vibration frequencies. You can use aromas through applying liquid through the skin, like oils, vapor, vaporize. There's a vaporizer right there, actually, with the head of, yeah, that's pretty neat. That fills the air with aromas, very soothing. And so you take that information, really, if you would, through the sinuses and the lungs, or you can just smell through the nose. You just spray your hand with this solution and then smell it. Simple as that, and notice that anxiety is reduced. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Well, we're going to go over that in a few minutes. So like we said, that doshas are all the oils are also, they also have their own doshas and their own qualities, and rather I want to say that they have their own qualities that would balance the imbalances in the human body. Vata requires warming. and grounding oils like sandalwood, lavender, frankincense, and basil. And it calms anxiety, promotes relaxation, and nourishes dry skin. Uh, don't know if that. Pitta, to balance pitta, we need cooling, soothing oils like rose, jasmine, and sandalwood. It reduces, the purpose is to reduce heat, anger, and inflammation. Inflammation is the cause of a lot of problems in the body. And so it is wise to be sure that we reduce inflammation whenever it arises, and that we pay attention to it. Like even things like stress in the neck or back area is inflammation. Bloatedness is inflammation type of, because it also affects the digestive system. So it's very important to be inflammation free. Kapha is stimulating, energizing oils. Why? Because kapha is what? It's settled. It's lazy. It's inertia. It's inability to move. Right. So we want to get moving. You want to get that going. So last week we talked about sattva, rajas, tamas again, and we talked about that when you want to get out of, for example, inertia, lack of movement, you need some energy. You need some rajas to bring it up. So although we say that rajas is aggravation, it also can help shift the energy of dullness, shift the energy of slowness, and brings it up. And as we use this information to balance our bodies, the eventual goal is to get to a sattvic state where everything is a calm and harmony, and we actually feel it in our daily lives. The aromas that are really great for kapha imbalances are eucalyptus, ginger, clove, and cinnamon, for example. And the purpose is to clear congestion, because too much kapha creates too much congestion. If you find yourself clearing your throat all the time, you have an excess of kapha. The sinuses are clogged up all the time. Kapha. So congestion generally is kapha. And so these aromas can help reduce that congestion. It boosts energy and to reduce lethargy. The whole idea of depression really is that the body gets to a point where it gets in a state of lethargy and can't get out of it because the mind keeps that circle of whatever it is that keeps the body in that state, and it won't let you out of that circle. And so to break that circle is really the toughest thing when you talk about people who have symptoms like anxiety and depression, which is once again just really nothing but an imbalance in doshas. There is a first step that you just got to take to get yourself or that person out of that. And aromas can help, although they can't do anything by themselves. They need other help, but aromas can help bring a person out of lethargy and feel more energetic, where you feel the energy that you want to get up and go and live and do, which is the shift that we're looking for in balancing the doshas, right? So the methods of application of these aromas to the body are, like we said, inhalation, uh, where you use diffusers, which is, if you don't have one, it's a great idea to have one for the house. You can get a really small one, and then get different types of oils that you just add a couple of drops of oil uh, to the water and let that steam just fill the room. Or just go directly over it and inhale that steam into the lungs directly. Or you could also use it through direct palm inhalation. So the whole idea is that you use the sinuses and the lungs to bring this aromas, or rather these qualities, into the body. And so, like you said, if you have something that, like the lavender, that you have a few drops of lavender in a bottle, and you spray it on your hand and you smell it, you immediately feel it. It goes right to the heart, and you feel it almost right away. Massage abhyanga, we talked about doing that on our daily lifestyle, the daily do's, the habits that we need to follow on a daily basis, blending with a carrier oil such as sesame or coconut or almond. Sesame or coconut is really what we use most of the time. And like I told you before, my information is that to use the sesame as inner for digestion, and then coconut for the outer part of the body. But then again, coconut is warming. So if you're already very pitta, then use sesame. But either one would work, especially if you do it regularly. Bath, adding essential oils to warm water, sitting in bathtubs with this stuff, with calming, closing your eyes and allowing the energy of life to flow through you just by sitting there and appreciating and enjoying the aromas. You will see the difference. You will feel the difference right away. Use it as compressed, hot or cold, oil-infused cloths for pain relief in particular. In Panchakarma, they use this method a lot, and wrap a part of the body that is in pain, especially with things like turmeric, that is amazing for pain relief. Or you could just spray the room in order to purify the air and uplift the mood. That's how they sell us all these air fresheners that we use in our homes. A lot of chemicals are in those things, so it's not necessarily recommended. So you want to be pure when you look for these things, that you want to get the absolutely most pure, least commercialized, I want to say, or least processed way of getting these to the body is most beneficial. The therapeutic benefits of aromatherapy is relaxation and stress relief. You use lavender, chamomile, or sandalwood for that. For better sleep, rose, lang lang. I always have a hard time not pronouncing that Y. Respiratory health, eucalyptus, peppermint, and tulsi. Tulsi is an amazing plant. If you can, you should have a pot of tulsi somewhere in the house or outside, because it needs the sun to grow. And it's so easy to get them. Actually, we have tulsi plants all over the parking lot and the outside. You can just take a branch and go stick it in dirt, and you'll have tulsi. It's just an amazing plant. It's called holy basil for a reason. It really is a holy plant. It's very good for the body. You just walk around, take a leaf, and just chew on it, or make teas with it, or use the aroma of it. It's really, really good for the body. Just just take it, just like mint. You know, it's kind of a different flavor, so it takes at first a bit of getting used to, but it's not. It's good. It really is. Once you get used to the flavor, you understand. You feel the flavor. You get used to the aromas of it. You love it. It's great plant. It's called holy basil, like I said, for a reason. It really is a holy plant, and it grows so easily. For pain and inflammation relief, ginger, clove, and turmeric. These three things together are just phenomenal for pain and inflammation. That's why we recommend that most everybody uses ginger every day in their body, one way or another, including teas. For emotional balance, like you were talking about, jasmine, frankincense, and bergamot, amazing plants for healing. So do's and don'ts is always dilute with a carrier oil before applying to skin, because of these essential oils are so concentrated that you just want to make sure that you just don't take a drop and put it on your hand, and it becomes a bit too much. Avoid direct contact with eyes and sensitive skin, especially if there is a sensitive skin. Be careful of what you're using. Get a professional to tell you what you need is the best way to do it. Pregnant women and children must consult a professional practitioner before using, because once again, the bodies are different in a different process. So it's important that we don't do the one fix for all technique that's used in allopathy medicine. Store oils in a dark, cool place to preserve potency, and only buy from reputable and verified vendors. It's important that you buy from the right people, like I said before. Final thoughts is aromatherapy is a powerful yet gentle healing tool in Ayurveda, and a few of other holistic processes. Choose dosha-specific oils for balance and well-being. So as you get more and more familiar with your body, and when you look at it in a mindful way, you will see that, oh, you know, I ate this. I noticed that my body kind of didn't like it too much. And remember that body eventually gets used to anything. So it finds a way to live. Now, you see somebody else doing things that you just go, wow, I just can't do that. It's because their body is used to it. Yours is not. And that's why that you talk about evolution, you go to places where it's hot and very hard to breathe in such hot days. You notice that the bodies have developed larger nose areas, and that the nostrils are bigger, and the pathways to the lungs are stronger. And that as a result of that, a lot of those people are really good runners when they come out of that type of an environment, and you get into somewhere like the Americas, where the weather is more balanced. You will see that these people, because of the capacity of lungs, that they are just become faster runners, and because they can just intake that oxygen a lot more. Or in some other areas where it's humid, the body starts, shaping itself in a different way. That's what's called mindfulness. So we want to be mindful of our own body, our own. When I say body, so remember, when I say body, every time I'm talking about the entire body. So not just the physical, the mental, the emotional, and you catch yourself and go, oh wow, I got emotional on this, or this must be this habit that I get anxiety whenever I think about something like this, for example. So then don't think about that, or move that process and deal with that sometime when you are in the right position to take care of it. At this moment, remember that this moment is all there is. It really is a very important tool in using mindfulness in your daily practices. Incorporate aromas into daily routines. We talked about that in the past several times, and listen to the body's response. And use oils mindfully. So, I mean, the amount, the type, where you get them from, and then notice the difference on your body. When you do something, just notice it, how your body is responding, and then use that to your advantage for the next time around. So that is our